Factsverse presents Groovy era photos that captured more than expected. Ah yes, the Groovy era. That was the 60s. If you ask some people, the 60s just marked the end of the 50s and the beginning of the 70s. For others, though, it's a time that's remembered for experimentation in the performing arts, free love, new ideas, and edgy art. Here are some Groovy-era photos that captured more than expected. Marilyn Monroe on the set of the Misfits in 1961. Eve Arnold took some of the rarest and most revealing photos of Marilyn. Eve says that during the shoot, Marilyn manipulated her and the camera. She said that Marilyn knew about the camera and never worked with anyone who could make them respond the way that Marilyn could. During the photo shoot, Marilyn wasn't under pressure to remember her lines or go through hours of preparation. When she was in front of Eve's camera, Marilyn was in charge of the situation. Here's a rare photo of Marilyn looking like the girl next door. Audrey Hepburn and a Donkey in 1955. In 1955, Audrey Hepburn starred in the award-winning production of Leo Tolstoy's novel War and Peace. The film also starred Anita Ekberg, Mel Ferrer, and Henry Fonda. Production was grueling and the days were long. When Audrey had breaks during filming, she liked to spend her time with the donkeys. Linda Carter blowing bubbles in 1978. Linda played Wonder Woman in the 1970s TV series. She was gorgeous and tough. Sitting in hair and makeup could get boring, so Linda tried to make that a bit more fun. Somebody on the set was lucky enough to have a camera handy when she was blowing bubbles on the set. After Linda retired her lasso and cape, she became an advocate for LGBT rights. Natalie Wood balancing on Steve Rowland in 1956. Natalie Wood attended the Thelonius Beach Ball in 1956. At the party, the 5'3" tall actress stood on the shoulders of Steve Rowland. Fortunately, they both had good balance and Natalie did not end up face-first in the sand. Barbara Eden playing a dual role. Barbara Eden starred in I Dream of Jeannie for 5 years. During the show, she played 2 roles. She played both Jeannie, of course, and her evil brunette twin sister. When the series ended, Barbara played Stella Johnson in the movie Harper Valley PTA. Mary Kathleen Collins at 16 years old. You might not recognize the name of Mary Kathleen Collins, but you will recognize the name Bo Derek. Mary is Bo before Bo became Bo. After changing her name, she had a successful career as a model, an actress, and even a producer. Bo's big break came when she debuted in the romantic comedy 10, which led her to become one of the most popular sex symbols of the 80s. Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney doing dishes together in 1982. Michael and Paul met when they worked together on the song Say, Say, Say. The song became an instant hit, and the two men really hit it off as friends, too. Soon after this picture was taken, their careers took them in separate directions and they drifted apart. They never hung out and did dishes again. Elvis and his puppy in 1956. This adorable photo was taken October 8, 1956. What happened before this photo was taken wasn't as adorable. Elvis was at a gas station signing autographs when a man walked over and slapped him. All the men involved in the fight had to appear in court the next day. Actress Gene Tierney in 1954. This iconic photo shows how brave Gene really was. She looks fabulous in her leopard print swimsuit and matching hat. To complete the outfit, she posed with a live leopard. She was taking a considerable risk to get a great photo. Angie Dickinson, 1962. This is one of the earliest photos of Angie Dickinson. It was taken of the young, bright-eyed actress at the very beginning of her 6-decade career in Hollywood. During her career, she starred in over 50 movies. She won Golden Globes and Emmy Awards. She is a true icon. Roy Clark and the Hee Haw Honeys. The Hee Haw Honeys was a spin-off of the show Hee Haw. It ran from 1978 until 1979. The Hee Haw Honeys were a group of women who had the sexy farmer's daughters look, something that would never fly today for a TV show. They co-hosted the show with country artists Roy Clark and Buck Owens. Andre the Giant and Minnie Mouse at Disneyland in 1975. Professional wrestler Andre the Giant was a very large man. He stood at a staggering 7 feet 4 inches tall. He was very intimidating. In 1975, he took a trip to Disneyland where he posed for pictures with all the characters. In this photo with Minnie Mouse, you can see how tall and strong he really was. The woman in the costume was a grown woman, but she looked like a baby in Andre's arms. Susan George. Show business runs in Susan George's blood since she was raised by a musician and a showgirl. She's best known for her roles in Straw Girl, Dirty Mary, Mandingo, and Crazy Larry. Claudia Cardinale in 1967. Claudia Cardinale is a beautiful woman and an incredibly talented actress. Her first role in the States was in The Pink Panther, which led to other roles in the 60s and 70s. Eventually, she grew tired of Hollywood, though, and returned to Europe. There, she starred in French and Italian movies. Olivia Newton-John on Cliff Richard's TV show in 1972. Olivia Newton-John was a guest on Cliff Richard's successful TV show at the beginning of her career. After being on the show, Olivia went on to sell over 100 million albums worldwide. She also won 4 Grammys. Diana Ross eating a rib in Alabama. It's not very often that you see somebody walking down the street eating ribs. It's even more rare to see a famous recording artist walking down the street eating ribs. Diana Ross didn't seem to care, though. She was being photographed and she didn't care. She just wanted to finish her lunch. Jennifer O'Neill kisses Gary Grimes in 1971. Jennifer and Gary starred together in the hit film Summer of '72. The film was based on Herman Rauscher's memoirs about a one-sided romance from his early teen years while vacationing with his family in Nantucket Island. In the movie, the teen falls for an older woman whose husband is off fighting in World War II. Jaclyn Smith, 1977. Jaclyn Smith is a gorgeous actress. From 1976 until 1981, she played Kelly Garrett on the hit TV show Charlie's Angels. In the 2003 film Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, she even had a cameo. Charlton Heston and Linda Harrison. In 1968, Charlton Heston and Linda Harrison starred in the film Planet of the Apes. Over the years, there have been plenty of versions of the movie, and, well, they're all the same. Humans are taken over by intelligent apes. The first story was taken from a French novel written by Pierre Boulet. It was published in 1963 under a French name that I won't even try to pronounce. Robby Benson and Lynn-Johnson. Ice Castles was a hit film in 1978. It was a romantic drama about Lexi Winston, played by Lynn-Johnson. She was a figure skater who had to overcome her loss of sight to compete on the ice again. She had her boyfriend, Nick Patterson, by her side, who was played by Robby Benson. Nick had big dreams of his own and wanted to be a professional hockey player. Dottie West at the Grand Ole Opry in 1979. Dottie West is one of the most influential female singers in country music history. She and Kenny Rogers had some very successful collaborations, including Every Time Two Fools Collide, All I Ever Need Is You, and What Are We Doin' in Love? Sir Laurence Olivier, Thelonius Bernard, and Diane Lane in 1979. These three starred together in the film A Little Romance. It was a story about a French boy and an American girl who fall in love. It was also Diane Lane's first film. The film was very well received and won many awards for both the cast and the production. The cast of The Bad News Bears. The Bad News Bears starred Walter Matthau and Tatum O'Neal. The story centers on an ex-minor league baseball player who attempts to coach a team of misfits. They work hard to win the very competitive Little League in California. Here's a photo of the cast that was taken in 1976. Jodie Foster in 1976. Taxi Driver starred Jodie Foster as an underage prostitute. Robert De Niro played a mentally disturbed taxi driver who tries to save her. This photo of Jodie was taken on the set of the movie in 1976. Bruce Springsteen in 1970. Bruce Springsteen is one of the greatest musicians of all time. The Boss has a distinctive voice and magnetic stage presence, and during his career, he has sold over 120 million records worldwide. Bruce is also in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Here's a rare photo of Bruce because you don't often see him with long hair like this. Subscribe for more.